Alright, so got week number 5 of the Wheeler Crit. Sorry this one took so long, but just stuff happens sometimes and just ran out of time to work on it. Anyways, kind of had the same setup that we had last week, and I've got the front facing cam and Paul's got the rear facing cam there. Readjusted my helmet stuff there, make sure it's all good, so I think it's a little better this week. But anyway, we had finally for a change, we had a pretty decent day weather-wise. Definitely wasn't as windy as it has been. It was a little bit of wind, but nothing compared to 30 miles an hour to the face. So yeah, definitely it was, with the winds being light, and then we had some of the Arapaho dudes out, and pretty big field, so it was pretty fast. I think it was definitely our fastest one so far. I think we averaged 26 and a half or 27, maybe somewhere right in that range. But yeah, this is kind of basically we got kind of the first I don't know, 5 laps or so, and kind of, I don't know, basically the way this race played out is, being that it was fast and all, it was pretty good, maybe pretty hard for the first, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes, pretty fast, and then it was kind of lots of attacking, and got pretty split up and strung out, and then kind of back together. A few guys got dropped and stuff, but I would say honestly, all in all, it was probably had the most amount of people there at the very end that were all still together that I think I've ever done in the A race at the Wheeler Crit. But we kind of just went really hard here at the beginning. Lots of attacks and stuff, like I said. It took us a couple laps to kind of roll into it, but then it started to get pretty hard. Kind of just jumping around, but these are all, kind of going back and forth. Paul's view and my view, and it's kind of should be right next to each other time-wise. But looked like Andy put the kind of the time stamp down there, so we're a little over 3.5 minutes in. So you can kind of just always look at that, and you might see it jump around a little bit. But I kind of just tried to cut out a lot of the parts where we're just sort of rolling along. This part here was the first. I thought this was going to be a pretty good split here. There was a group of some DNA and Arapaho guys, and they got up and ended up kind of behind Dan there, and then he didn't really want to go hard yet. So that's Paul's viewpoint. They're kind of, if they would have actually got together and rotated, I think they would have been gone. You can see they have a pretty good gap on the field there, but I chased pretty hard here for a little while, and it seemed like we were getting closer, and then I started kind of wearing out. So Aaron came through, and had a little train of guys after that, and a lap or two later we ended up catching them. But it was a pretty hard little dig there for a couple minutes, to kind of get a little tenderized at the very beginning. But it seemed like after 5, 6, 7 minutes or so, it kind of settled down. You can see, Paul's camera, I don't know who's up there pulling. Like Adam was pulling there pretty hard. Dude's right. They're all riding. All the Arapaho guys I think they've got quite a bit of fitness, but they're all pretty fatigued, I think, right now. They just got back from, they did a stage race about a month ago, and they've been to the San Dimas stage race and then the Redlands in California, so kind of back-to-back stage races. So I think they're all probably a little bit tired still right now, but I don't know, here probably by this weekend, I think the main races this weekend, they should be all pretty good by that point. Yeah, those dudes definitely kept the speeds up and such, that's for sure. But you can only imagine once all of them get out there how fast and such it's going to be. But looks like a couple guys going there, and Paul, it seemed pretty easy for Paul to jump on any move that was going through there. But, I'm kind of hurt me a little bit from that little, that first little chase. So I'm kind of like I'm just sort of sitting in at this point. Yeah, crazy looking clouds again. I don't know. Looks like this one's kind of all coming sort of back together here. Yeah, looks like Paul's viewpoint. There's Evan. So, I kind of remember this point. It was, some guys would go, and then some other guys would counter, and some other guys would go. So it was really the first, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes of this Wheeler Crit this day was pretty, I don't know. So look, I'm just watching a lot of the guys. They look like they're just kind of cruising along, but it seemed pretty hard to me. So we're, I don't know. I think this part here, this is the one that, this is the point where I almost got dropped here. Schlegel was up the road there just a little bit, so kind of a little chase going on to bring him back. I think I'm actually ahead of Paul right at this point. He's probably just right behind me, but anyway, we're going, and so we catch Steve, and then I don't know, for whatever reason, we got him here, and so I decided it would be a good idea to go ahead and just throw in an attack right now. And so, I was already a little tired, but not really. It's kind of the point. Just go out there and make it hard or whatever. So I attacked, and kind of made it around that corner a little ways, and then I'm going, and then Norman countered me, and so I was kind of trying to respond. It's like I was putting out some pretty decent watts there for a second, but I was pretty much in trouble really at this point. I was probably flicking my elbow for somebody to pull through because he's just getting farther away, and so I'm going. You see me going back right there from Paul's camera now, and that's kind of one good thing though about attacking. You sort of get blown a little bit. You can just kind of if you're up towards the front, it's usually not too bad to drift back. But you can see how strung out. Just single file and lots of gaps in between. So I kind of drifted back. Like Norman got caught there, but then there's another, like Adam, that may have been Adam that took off. So there's just counters left and right there. So I don't know. I kind of remember, it just, this part right here, I just, was kind of for sure I was going to get dropped, or I'm pretty sure we probably lost about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 guys at least, once it was all said and done. But yeah, I remember just kind of being back. Looks like Norman's coming back, just seeing all these little gaps, jumping from one guy to the next, and there was you get to the next guy, and there's like a another gap ahead of the guy ahead of him, and so it's just kind of burning matches like crazy. Looks like my wattage wasn't super high right there. We're going pretty good, I guess, tailwind wise, but yeah, I mean, it looks like the group is just kind of right there, but they're going into the headwind section here, so it's putting in a little dig, getting the elbow flick, and so kind of make it up to the next guy or so, and then there's another gap to bridge. So I just remember this part right here. It pretty much almost did me in, but I think maybe it, kind of guys or somebody sat up a little bit, or I'm not sure what, but ended up getting back together, and then I don't know, really after this point it was I think everybody was pretty well tenderized to the point maybe where there was a few random attacks here and there. I've got maybe a couple here kind of in the middle, but Aaron kind of pulled through pretty hard. I remember this part. This is just about the part where I thought I was but I kind of just clawed back, and and he basically just pulled me, and I don't know, probably a couple other guys that are behind me pulled us back up to the group. And then really after that, we just kind of, I don't know, rolled around and just, you know, kind of took turns pulling and such. Just kind of made it like the typical fast tempo type ride. See, you know, it's right behind Aaron. You can see that, you know, yellow neat sound pony kit. So it's kind of all back together. There's probably another random, you know, jump or attacker or so or two. But basically after this part, I just went straight to the, maybe, I think this is a little bit later. This is about 20 minutes in. I think maybe Evan attacks here. So this pretty good little attack there. Just surged up for a little bit, but I noticed the attacks, you know, after a while were just getting kind of not quite as, you know, I don't know, not quite as strong as what they were, you know, early on in the first 5 or 10 minutes or whatever. But, you know, kind of after this, I think once this, it's like Chad's, you know, chasing those dudes down, bringing it back together. But, you know, again, Paul went with another, you know, he's always in position to, you know, if anything ends up in the, you know, kind of a winning move, he's always right there with it, so pretty smart. But anyway, yeah, this is 41 minutes in, so we're just about to take the 5 to go. So I kind of remember this leading into this part. It seemed like, I don't know, me and Chad were kind of somehow ended up towards the front and taking pulls back and forth, and it was kind of hurting a little bit, but wondering, should we get close, you know, not too much longer. And we came around here, and I think this was the basically the 5 to go point. So, you know, I just remember thinking here, you know, like, all right, you know, I'm you know, sitting, you know, 4th, 5th wheel there, you know, it's pretty good. I just kind of try to hang here if I can, try not to lose that many positions. And you know, it seemed like we were going pretty fast, but, you know, kind of looking at the speeds as, you know, right as, you know, we're 2, 3 to go, and it was semi-fast, but not, you know, as fast as probably it, you know, coulda, shoulda been or whatever. And I don't know. So, you know, this is, you know, kind of my viewpoint. I'm going along, and I don't know. I think at some point, I don't know if it was Adam and Evan, I think, got up there and just started, you know, kind of basically took off and were leading out the last few laps. Adam and Aaron Elliott went up there. So, you know, Paul's coming through now, and so I remember, you know, at this point, kind of being on Paul, you know, 4 to go. And then, I don't know, Eric, it seemed like he, you know, came up here next to me, and it was kind of like we're fighting for Paul's wheel for like the next 2 or 3 laps. And I don't know, I was kind of, you know, just getting overly, you know, thinking about that, whereas, you know, kind of in hindsight, if this, you know, especially if it would have been a real race, I should have been really paying attention and knowing, you know, what's going on behind me. Because even in a real race situation, you know, if the speeds aren't super high, you know, there's still that group of guys back there, and they look like they're just kind of cruising along, you know, just taking it easy, getting ready. And so, you know, it's kind of been the same thing with a regular race. If the speeds aren't high enough, you know, you're going to end up getting swarmed at some point. So, yeah, it's, you know, we're sitting there fighting for Paul's wheel. Looks like you got Paul and Dan's right ahead of Paul, and then Aaron Elliott, and then it looks like maybe Adam and Evan are up there. Excuse me, but yeah, this is just kind of uncut, you know, the last 5 laps. So, you know, this is, I don't know, basically just how it kind of went down, you know. So always kind of the most exciting point of the race. Yeah, we're sitting there riding 2x2. You know, I'm kind of, you know, in this the back straight here where I'm at. I'm actually kind of more in the sweet spot because, you know, the way the wind's blowing, it was kind of out of the southeast. So, you know, I was kind of getting the best blockage right here. But then once we would kind of make this corner, it was kind of like, you know, Eric was in a good spot then because, you know, the wind's kind of a little bit out of the east, so kind of we're both doing probably a little more work than we need to. And it's like Dan either drop back to get, I don't know, Paul's either trying to move up or Dan just drop back, out of position. Probably could be just Paul sensing we're not going fast enough. He's trying to move his way up. But anyway, I think that was, we just took 2 to go, and so I think this is right when, yeah, there's Evan. Evan's coming up on the inside. Here he's got Stephen Cates, there behind him, and I just kind of noticed him thinking about going that way, and then getting swarmed on the outside. Andy's got a train of 4 or 5 dudes with him, so then it's like kind of going from fifth wheel or so, like pretty much to the back of the group at this point. So Paul kind of got through it pretty easily. And, I'm not sure who he's jumping on. Andy and Micah maybe were up there. I saw when they came by, Andy was on took off, and Micah was right on his wheel, and I don't know who, I can't remember who was right behind them, but those guys are going, so we just took 1 to go right there. And I don't know, felt like I was a little winded, I guess, right here. So, definitely I didn't move up as I should. There goes Adam looking to lead out Jacob. Dan's right behind him, so this is pretty much really the sprint. They're kind of getting ready to hit the last corner. I don't know. I was kind of going to try to rail it a little bit, but I don't know. I really just didn't have much. I might have passed 1 or 2 guys. And here's Paul's viewpoint. Here goes Adam dropping back. So Jacob's up there and kind of drag racing it out with Dan here. So that's basically how they finished. Jacob first, Paul second, and then Dan here pushing it there to the line. So that's basically it this week. Thanks for watching. See you guys next week.